On today's wrestling news, a huge Wrestlemania match has been discussed.
A top WWE star is on the cusp of a return.
Rey Mysterio Sr. dies aged 66.
And WWE have confirmed that Smackdown will be expanding to 3 hours next year.
Are you ready? Are you ready for the news times? My name is Phil Chambers and I'm joined by Gareth to talk all things wrestling news. But first up, Wrestlemania. Don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's quite a big event and it's coming up next year in Las Vegas. And there's been a match discussed backstage for it, and it's quite big, and it's CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. So this is coming from Fightful Select. They say that a number of weeks ago this was not the plan, and it has been adjusted since then. Fightful Select were told that CM Punk had hoped for the match, so it was a thing on his radar that he wanted, and they've actually only ever had one singles match ever, and that was in a January 2014 episode of Raw, and Roman Reigns won. So CM Punk did do, obviously, one of his interviews post WWE where he said that in that match he was told to make Roman Reigns look strong. So it'll be interesting if that comes into the story of the match at all, because CM Punk seems to like to draw on this history within WWE on the stuff he's doing now. And Fightful were told that last year when Punk returned, Roman Reigns was one of the talent that wasn't keen on Punk's return, so I assume that will also play into it as well. This is apparently drastically different to what had been planned just months ago for both people, and apparently neither of those plans involved The Rock. However, if The Rock does say that he wants to be at WrestleMania, plans are obviously very likely to change, and he will insert himself wherever he feels like he needs to insert himself, because he's The Rock and that's what he does. That's just what it is.
It's all going on.
Dog. But yeah, CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. It seems to be a match set for WrestleMania at the minute.
Yeah, that is. It's one of those interesting things. I don't know if I saw it on X. Like somebody kind of talking about it, but there's so many different potential mega matches that you could put on for this WrestleMania that could just be a sudden change of plan in like the last minute, whatever it is. And this is just one of them. It's like, okay, after War Games, this now makes a ton of sense. I can see the story they could tell. There'll be a few swerves in there along the way, hopefully, and all the rest of it. But this now suddenly feels like, yeah, that's a WrestleMania end of the 2 nights main event. That's there. It's just been sitting there.
They've got that tie-in with the Heyman favor thing that'll definitely come into this, and maybe the favor was the main event of WrestleMania in order to come and save Roman's ass at War Games.
That's all part of the CM Punk WWE narrative, and it's. I find it so fascinating that this seems to be almost like a backup, really. Like, I may just be assuming that, but it feels like a little bit of a backup because it's just come out of nowhere. Well, not nowhere, but it's just popped up in the last couple of days, and it just shows the strength of that roster. It's just like if The Rock suddenly pops up, it's like, all right, we'll just do that one again. Punk, you just go and wrestle anybody else and have like a main event level match. That's fine. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But I'm so excited. I remember that match, that first one that they had, because I think it was in that period just before Punk left, wasn't it? And it was like half feuding with the Shield. And
right before he left. It was on the old school edition of WWE Raw.
I really remember that. So that would be, I'd like a few callbacks to that. And it makes a lot of sense.
There's so much history there as well with Roman and Punk, because obviously the Shield was Punk's idea, but he didn't want Roman in it. He wanted Chris Hero instead. So it's like there's a lot that you can draw on for this. Yeah,
I'm excited for that. And it makes a lot of sense now maybe why they've, I don't want to say fast track, but like they've nudged the Punk Rollins stuff onto that Netflix Raw, which is still going to be a massive show. It's going to be one of the biggest shows of the year. But that, a lot of people are thinking, it's probably going to go to WrestleMania, but maybe not. Punk, man, he can just do whatever he wants with anybody at this point. It's going to be a mega match, so I'm excited about that.
And speaking of WrestleMania, look out in January for maybe some announcements. Maybe.
Yeah, we just treat people, don't we? Just keep them coming. Just keep all the fun announcements coming. You're a lucky lot. You're a lucky lot. But someone who I'm very excited about in the future for making a big return within WWE is Charlotte Flair. Yes, Charlotte Flair. We've not seen Charlotte Flair for like a year at this point. It's been a long time. She had a really bad injury. I believe it was a knee, wasn't it? It was tearing her ACL, MCL, and meniscus during a December 2023. A lot of tearing. That was against Asuka on Smackdown. Wow, time does fly. But Yeah, we've not seen her for a long time, and she has recently tweeted out a thank you to Lainey Reed, who's an NXT talent. She's like been saying like thank you for the last few weeks. It looks like she's been helping with the preparation for a return. She's looking like she's in good shape. I think she's got a knee brace on, obviously, just to support that knee. It's been absolutely battered like it has. Like, you want to be super cautious. But PW Insider is told that she's now like officially very much super close to returning to the ring. Like, could be any time now. And they've also confirmed that Flair was recently at WWE HQ taking part in a photo shoot and other logistical work in advance for her of her return to WWE storylines. Obviously, it was reported, it was like there were rumors jumping around everywhere that she could even return at Saturday night's main event. Like, it was looking like she was very close. I think WrestleVotes put out a tweet about it saying like Creative was tasked earlier that week with structuring the presentation of her return. So it was like, it very much feels like she's just there. They're just waiting to pull the trigger for the right time. Maybe they just figured like at this point we come to the end of the year, it would be like a big pop, and then we'd have to like wait. It's that weird middle period, isn't it? We've got a couple of weeks where nothing's
You're so close
really...
to the Royal Rumble as well, and like, do you just wait and get that
Just wait.
Royal Rumble instead?
Just wait. We know it's coming, but we'll still be excited.
Still be great.
I'd wait for that personally. But yeah, that's where we're at with Charlotte Flair. She's so close. She's almost here. She's almost coming back.
I mean, this is absolutely great. Obviously, it's just a huge part of the women's division at WWE, and I think now, sort of the way things have like reshuffled since she's been gone, there's a lot of like fresh matches that we can get from her, like new people like Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte would be amazing. So there's a lot of new stuff we can do with Charlotte Flair, and the new belts as well. Like whether she, instead of like going after the women's title, like she wants the new ones. That'd be a really good storyline as well.
I'd like to see her go for a world title. I'm not seeing that for a while personally. But yeah, that'd be fresh.
I think like her going after like the IC women's title would be like a great way of immediately legitimizing that championship, because she is top tier, obviously. But yeah, I would personally wait for the Royal Rumble just because we all love that little return Royal Rumble pop. Yeah. Who doesn't love it? And even though you kind of know it's coming, it'd still be absolutely wonderful. So yeah, hoping to see Charlotte Flair return very soon.
Me too.
Moving over to some sad news, unfortunately. As Rey Mysterio Sr., the uncle of Rey Mysterio Jr., the guy we know and love from WWE, has died aged 66. Now, his real name was Miguel Angel Lopez Diaz, and he wrestled from 1976 to 2009, except for one match because wrestlers are going to be wrestlers at the end of the day, and came back for a match in 2023, obviously. He wrestled for AAA a lot, along with many other wrestling promotions within Mexico, obviously. But not like he was like a good wrestler in his own right, but he was also like a wonderful trainer at the same time. He obviously trained Rey Mysterio Jr., who went on to be the greatest luchador of all time.
He did all right, didn't he?
He did all right. He did all right. And he also trained Conan and Psychosis, among many, many others. Later on in his life as well, he was also in an independent horror film called Wrestlemania as the killer, which is quite entertaining. But yeah, it's just sad news whenever we have to report on something like this with Rey Mysterio Sr. It comes at a like super sad moment in Rey Mysterio Jr.'s life, as his dad passed away just weeks ago as well. So huge condolences go out to his friends and family. It's like hard time over there. So yeah, it's just sad news whenever we have to report on these kind of things.
Yeah, there's not much more to add to that. I really feel for the Mysterio clan right now, because that's awful. If you've had two such big members of the family there just go around this time, and it's like obviously a really family festive season. Like you spend a lot of time with family, and just it's if that's maybe the one silver lining, that maybe everyone is together and they can all be together at such a tough time. We just send them all the best wishes, and just hope everyone's in as good a position as they can be in this kind of scenario. So yeah, it's so just kind of moving it back over to just news, really. It's hard to really follow that. It's just a really sad piece of news. We've got Smackdown is now officially, like it's been confirmed by WWE, will be expanding to 3 hours. Yeah, it's coming. We've been talking about it. We've talked about it a few times on these videos on Saturdays. It's been rumoured and suggested it's coming. Now WWE have confirmed it, but in like a real kind of out the back pocket kind of way, just like, oh, it's happening, let's talk about it. Maybe they do a big like social media statement at some point, I don't know. But they put out like an article on their website, and it goes into a lot of like things where to watch WWE, where to watch the premium live events, where to watch Raw, NXT, in the United States and UK, all over the world. Like, it's just got a bit of everything. But the most important thing, the thing that stuck out to everyone, is it says Smackdown continues to air on USA Network every Friday night at 8/7 Central in the US, I think. Yeah, that's what it says. At the start of 2025, Smackdown will expand to 3 hours, starting with the January 3rd episode from Phoenix, Arizona. So there we go. That's the big news. It's happening. More Smackdown. I'm not being that person today. I'm refusing. I'm not going to complain about more wrestling. We love more wrestling. I just hope that they do something that makes those 3 hours make sense. Like, it's going to contribute something to the show, not take something away from the show. Who am I kidding? It's just going to be a bit fattier, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I personally just prefer the 2-hour wrestling show. I think it's a nicer format, easier to watch. And there is a lot of wrestling on TV these days. Not everybody has that much goddamn time in their lives. But also with Raw going to Netflix as well, that's going to be interesting. It's been said that it'll likely go back to 3 hours, but it's also Netflix, so they don't have TV timings that they have to hit, so it basically can be as long as they want.
It's worth mentioning here that within the Raw thing, it just says, beginning with the premiere on January 6, 2025 at the Intuit Dome in Los Angeles, Monday Night Raw will call Netflix home at 8 Eastern, whatever it is, but join Netflix now and don't miss a second of the action. So there's not anything there saying it's going to be this long or that long.
I think that one will just change week to week, because it's like any Netflix show. They don't have to run to time, so they just run as long as they need to be. So hopefully that should at least make Raw really interesting in terms of how it's formatted, and then SmackDown will likely be, I assume, a similar format to what we know from Raw being 3 hours. But yeah, let us know down in the comments below what you think of SmackDown going 3 hours. Good thing, bad thing? Let us know. And head over to whatculture.com/shop and buy yourself some merch like these beautiful hoodies that I am wearing right now. Or click on the products that are below this video right now. Click them, buy them, have a lovely jolly Christmas, and follow us over on the old social medias at Fill My Chambers.
Follow me on X at gmorgan04. Follow me on Instagram at Gareth Morgram. And then if you like your fitness, you want to focus, follow me at fitness.focus.gm, and I will give you loads of information about
fitness.
PT stuff and fitness stuff and weights.
There you go. Focus your fitness with Gareth. And have yourselves a bloody good day. Oh, and this is my last news day of 2025. So have yourself a lovely
Not ever. He's
Christmas,
coming back.
holiday, and New Year, and I'll see you in January.
I'll see you next week. Yeah, I've got no life. That's fine. I don't like Christmas. I'll be here. Right.
Merry
see you later.
Christmas. Happy holidays. Blah, blah, blah. Bye, bye, bye.